does not go down easy. Toney's going to have to work a combination to make it happen, I think, against Danny Thomas. We'll have to wait and see. 8 rounds scheduled.
Blue collar fighter Danny Thomas, dressed in blue. The man in black is James Toney from Ann Arbor. Another middleweight bout, this one scheduled for 8.
Toney there, jab hooked, doubled up the left.
We had a first-round knockout by Gerald McClellan over James Hooks Williamson with an awesome left-hand body shot in our earlier middleweight fight.
Good counter right there by Toney. Didn't really complete the punch, but the idea was there.
Fighters pretty flat-footed so far. Now they get up on their toes just a little bit. Toney, the aggressor. Took half a left jab.
Really doing a good job of cutting the ring off. He had Thomas working, going to his left, and he moved away and forced him back to his right. 3 good right uppercuts there.
Toney has Thomas back to the corner. Now off he comes.
There's, I think, indication of the defense he's worked on. He talked about before the fight, George. He's picking off the left jab of Thomas with his right hand. He's just slapping it away with his right hand. Whenever Thomas throws that left jab, he's working to slap it away.
Toney works the body a little bit on Danny Thomas. We're in round 1. It's scheduled for 8.
Good body shot.
He is working the body big time in the closing seconds of the first round. Went down low again and missed. Who do you like in that one?
I like James Toney only because, like you said, he worked the body, and I think while neither of them landed any hard shots, I think that Toney showed a little bit more versatility in where he was going. He worked the left hand up top, the jab, the hook. Then he worked down low, and I think in the middle of the round, had a 3-punch combination to the head. One of the 3 got through, and then late in the round, he worked to the body. Let's go to the corner, James Toney, and listen in.
Real nice body shots. Take your time. Take your time. There's no hurry. Take our time. Take your time. Deep breath. How you feel? You're doing a great job, young man. Just level up high. Let's go. Concentration looks good. You staying alert. Keep that left hand busy. Keep him busy, too. That's right. Don't let him relax. As long as he's backing up, keep getting him angry. Stay down. Stay down there.
Very calm, George.
They're confident. They want to make sure that the left hand continues to keep Danny Thomas busy. Undefeated James Toney, dressed in black, cutting off the ring on Danny Thomas. Working the body and has come perilously close to a couple of low blows. Tommy Paraskevich breaks him up. Toney's absolutely been the aggressor from the get-go.
Now he's coming at him from different angles too. You can see when Thomas backs into the ropes, Toney's moving side to side. He throws the left hook, moves back over to the right, throws the straight right hand, then comes down the middle. So he's coming at him from different angles with different hands, and that's the way you get a fighter confused. Good game plan in mind from James Toney.
Stuck out the jab, but didn't get there. Body shots will take their toll. Couple of more. May start to climb the ladder. Work up topside in a moment.
Well, the history is if you work to the body, the fighter that is getting hit will bring those elbows down to protect the ribs. When those elbows come down, the hands come down and leave the head vulnerable.
Thomas tucking the elbows more and more.
Now here's a strange move there. Thomas has gone southpaw, and I think Toney is just taken aback a little bit by that. He wasn't anticipating us fighting a southpaw. And Thomas has turned it around and gone to the southpaw style, and that changes the strategy of James Toney.
No. Stop.
Round 3 underway here. Toney and Thomas. James Toney undefeated. Wearing black and leading, I'll bet you, on the Brandstatter scorecard. We'll check it out in a moment.
So far pitching a shutout after 2 rounds. And the thing that's surprising a little bit about Toney, his best shot may be his big left hook. And he hasn't really thrown it yet, but I think he'd like to. He wants to go to the body and get those hands down, and that'll open up that left hook. And there you are, to the body again. The other thing, too, is that Thomas has gone back to the conventional style. He's gone away. He switched to go southpaw at the end of round 2. Now back to the conventional.
Toney has moved at least some of the punches up.
There's those left hooks down low to the body.
Tell you what, they got some sting.
Got a good left uppercut, too.
Matt Thomas has moved the elbows down. The punches went up, and now he's protecting everywhere. Now you got a fighter who can't punch.
You said it earlier, and it was a good observation, George, is that, the cumulative effect of those body shots later on, the fighter who's accepting those body shots pays the price.
Toney just scored with a jab.
Good bit of footwork there by Toney, too.
Yes.
He had Thomas looking to bail out to his left. Toney banged his way right around in front and really met him at the pass, forced him back into the ropes. Good job of footwork by Toney.
Toney has been punishing. Thomas has to be hurting at this point. Danny Thomas from Evansville, Indiana in blue. And he has lost the first 3 rounds, I'll bet, on that Brandstetter scorecard. With some nasty body shots. I bet they even hurt our director, Mike Smith, when he shows them.
No. They would hurt an ordinary man, but Mike's not ordinary.
Toney's showing you some classic boxer-puncher style so far against Danny Thomas.
I think we got a little bit too much Vaseline over the ice.
We are set to begin round 4 here at the Palace. Budweiser Fight Night at the Palace. The Continental America's light heavyweight titles on the line in the next one. Our main event.
Thomas said something to the
official. He's complaining about something.
I don't know what it was.
He's finally going to fight back. He wants to rumble now. Let's see if Toney can take him out.
I don't know what turned Thomas on, but he's a different man.
This will be a good test for young Toney. Trying to keep his composure. Thomas now an aggressive fighter.
And this is the most aggressive we've seen him in the first 3 rounds. And so far, it's the way he should have been fighting the fight.
Wasn't going to do him any good to stand around and catch body shots all night.
So good right to the body again.
James Toney didn't change a thing during the flurry. Didn't lose even a little bit of his composure. Toney with those jabs to the body, or hooks to the body.
Right now in this streak, we've got a 7-1 situation where Toney's thrown 7 shots to 1 of Thomas. Toney's just busier. Works there. The jab down the middle, the right to the body. Boy, doubled up on the left hook. Up top, but down low. Boy, that was a nice sequence.
Work. We're in round 4. It's scheduled for 8. Little connect inside from Thomas. That's the end of round 4. What was he upset about, Jimmy?
I don't know. I couldn't see what it was. He looked like he looked at the referee, but it turned him on because this is what happened. He decided he wanted to get back at it, and Danny Thomas decided to become a fighter. Left-right combination, and now he wants to fight. And I think your point's well taken, George. During this whole stretch, Toney did not lose composure at all. While Thomas was talking to him, yelling at him, let's go, let's mix it up, Toney stayed back, weathered the storm, and in my opinion, came back after that first 30 seconds. Now here's where the complaint is. He's pointing at Toney's hands, it appeared. Toney nailed him with a left to the body, and then Thomas decided to get to work. But that 30 seconds, I don't think won him the round.
I don't think so either.
You know, because the next 2.5 minutes, James Toney just went right back to work to the body and really out-punched him and out-hit him.
Which makes it, on the Brandstetter scorecard, 40-36. out by that, too. Back to work on the body for James Toney. Looking to punish Thomas some more.
Well, that's right, too, because he worked inside to the body, and Thomas was holding the right glove. And Toney still managed about 3 shots with his left to the body while Thomas was holding on to the right glove.
Toney with a slam to the kidney, and then he goes up, then back down, double up on the left.
Wow. Those aren't light either. They're heavy shots.
They're landing like thuds. Only with an uppercut after an attack near the kidney. Thomas off the ropes with another mini flurry. Through 2, landed 1. Now he's caught in the corner.
Look out for the left hook from Thomas. He likes to come off the ropes with that left hook.
He took a peek to see if he could throw it, too. Thomas has awakened just a little bit the last round and a half. He's still being punished by Toney. Toney got through the gloves there with a jab.
Now it looks as though, you know, Thomas only fights about 30 seconds every round, and that's just not the way you're going to win a fight. The strategy of Toney is to work to the body, then go back up to the middle with the left jab, maybe lead with the right on a counter like he did there. For the most part, Thomas is only fighting about 30 seconds to 40 seconds of every round.
Right. At the end of this round, we'll take another commercial break. We're in the final 10 seconds now. Toney still scoring. Auburn Hills, undefeated. James Toney is dressed in black. And he's way up on points, folks. Thomas doing a little dancing, but then decides to sit on the rope.
Okay, Toney did a great job there cutting that ring off because he wanted to dance out of the way. Toney just stood there, backed him into the corner, and really that didn't give him a spot to get away. That's good footwork.
Punches have been dropping just a little. I think that might have been what Thomas was upset about when he picked up the pace a couple of rounds ago. His corner, though, has not registered any kind of complaint. Good flurry from Toney, and another.
You know, the other thing that Toney's doing is in boxing they say the thing to do is get off first. Well, Toney, when they get up, there it is. The first jab is always coming from Toney. Thomas, maybe 1 out of 5 times will throw the first punch when they set up. That's not going to do much for you either. Toney is getting off first and creating offense for himself.
Toney's right back out.
Well, the big right hand that Thomas threw landed heavily on almost the point of the shoulder of Toney. I don't think it hurt him very much. Made a lot of noise, and some people cheered, but I'm not sure it hurt him. There's something that hurts when you run the left jab right down the middle and snaps the head back.
And it did. Thomas's corner wants the hook.
Well, that's his shot. A big left hook.
We're closing out round 6 here. But Toney's still in charge. Dennis Andres in the main event tonight as the light heavyweights get in the ring. Tell you what, referee Tommy Paraskevich jumped between them there at the end of the round. He came close to taking a shot himself. Every once in a while, those guys got to have huge nerve.
Yeah, they do, especially get in there with some heavyweights or the light heavies, which we'll see next. And you know, we talked at the top of the show, George, about Andres and Mundo Silva, who will be our main event, the light heavyweights. This guy Silva is not going to be the easiest thing in the world for Dennis Andres, the former world champion. Andres, you know, trains hard, works real hard, but a lot of people feel that the listing of 33 years of age might not necessarily be all that accurate. And I think that he really has got to work hard and make sure that he doesn't give Silva, who's a youngster, and not a youngster at 29 by any means, but who's a veteran who's been around and fought a lot in South America, doesn't give him a chance to feel like he's got a shot to winning. Because if he does, then all of a sudden, Silva becomes a much better fighter.
Silva's got a chin, too. Not a China chin. Brandstedter's got Toney way up here as we're in round 7 of 8. Danny Thomas from Evansville, Indiana against James Toney from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
I don't think there's any question that if Thomas is going to win the thing, he's got to knock Toney out. He's just giving away too many rounds by accepting body shots.
Every once in a while, he decides he wants to go for it. But it hasn't been on his mind in the last couple of minutes.
It really hasn't. If you counted the punches, too, in the fight, I think it'd be 3-4 to 1.
I agree.
In favor of Toney, the number of punches thrown.
Tell you what, Toney's connected on a nice percentage, too. Short with a jab, but not with a hook to the body.
Thomas looking to get busier. Big right there.
Yeah, Thomas does score.
That's where the
back with the left, too.
That's where the carelessness of James Toney talked about it prior to the fight. Gets a little lackadaisical, a little careless, ran into an overhand right.
Now we're going to slug it out. Toney backing away just a little. Trying to clear his head, maybe. One right caught leather by Toney. The next one caught Thomas. Thomas looks like he's still trying to measure Toney, but
in the meantime, he's giving away points.
Man, is he getting some body shots.
Seven to nothing in punches right there. 8-0.
Thomas saying they don't hurt.
They count.
Toney knows they do, and you're right, they also count. Here we go, the 8th and final round. James Toney way up on points. They touch gloves, and here we go. Danny Thomas in blue needs a knockout to win. wants to rumble in the corner, does he?
Now, Thomas wants to come off the ropes with that left hook. I mean, that's, you know, his best shot when he's been more aggressive has come when he's fought with his back to the ropes. Tried to lure Toney in. Toney got it right back the middle of the ring.
Toney looking to go 15-0. Good, solid right by Thomas, though, followed up with a fair left.
Blood now in the mouth, too, of Thomas.
Some shots here in the 8th.
Say, Toney's getting careless, and he's been hit with 2 overhand rights in this round.
Boy, Thomas tried that left hook. Nearly knocked him down when he missed. Man, is he going after him. That's the old, you got to knock him out to win syndrome. He heard it in the corner, and he knows it. And he's going to go for it.
His only chance.
We're halfway through the final round right now. Minute and a half left. Thomas bleeding from the mouth. Still the victim of body shot after body shot from Toney. Toney doing a little head hunting with a jab. We're in the final half a minute.
Thomas is desperate. Oh, big right to the body. Straight right down the middle.
Toney punishing him. Down, then up. Closing seconds of the fight. Toney punishing Thomas in his corner. And there's the bell.
All 3 of our judges, Randy Erickson, Chip Asty, and Frank Garza, scored it 80-72 to the winner by unanimous decision, James Lights Out Toney.